Alrighty, welcome back to Redfield over here. As always, we got City of Ren over here. The coup attempt almost failed. Well, we made it fail. That's the point. But we're getting that good shit over here, various. That's going to be a very interesting little thing we got going over here with the King Polish Reign. So, okay, yeah. So we should do just that. Yeah, that means we can get our ministers as well to do this. Keep Polish reigns. Let's do a key to the Kingdom of Dreams. Anna Akhmatova. I feel like I've heard that name before. Anyway. Key to the Kingdom of Dreams. The dreamiest of kingdoms. Indeed. K is in dire need of new life, new direction. This is the destruction the ORK and K has left them war in the cultural and political life. K the ego sovereignty yet to properly fill. Celebrations, bread, and circuses have their taste from time to time, but ultimately grander and more concrete efforts must be made to ensure that the future spark is not quite no matter of the past. Economic liberalization, aspect and encouragement of private enterprise and self-expression in all forms. We advise center the lethargic matches need to wake from this self-inflicted stupor. Every flock requires a ship, however, and to ensure that the ship remains at the course, savings in circle shall be inserted the most key positions operation of the future state, because of course this will be done in tandem with the fresh expansion of the Russian Futures League's membership. The ego is firmly at the core, readily able to furnish the suitable new dynamic class of men and women worthy of the future that lies ahead of them, while conversely being firmly in the poet's pockets, of course. Yes. A wee bit of corruption. This new ego futurist intelligentsia will lead the charge of removing the cultural, political, and social traits of the old Soviet counter-activities and beyond, along with any other antiquated obstacle hindering the creation of our modern motherland. Furthermore, the military will be thoroughly shuffled and purged of dangerous elements like Stalin and Bolshevik ilk, modeling ourselves after the Afghans and the Artite. Committed loyalists shall be planted across the officer corps. Re-education incentives thoroughly implemented for the rank and file. That's not they're competent, at least. All hands are needed in order to drag ourselves to the light of modernity. Since mid the beginning, the clarion call to things and the rest of the month. The things that come for the rest of the month. Time to put pen to paper. Indeed. We shall get the shindig started. Let's get by revolution. All sorts of evolution. Nikolai Gumilyov, are you perhaps related to the other Gumilyov, the Eurasian dude? I think you might. I can't remember the name. I know he's appears in TNO, and thinking, is it TNO or something else? I think, I'm trying to remember exactly. I haven't played TNO either, so I do. So I can't remember this. Yeah, we become the Caucasian Federation of Peoples. As Ty Joseph saw from the kickers that day. The bold dramatic hand of Marx has strangled the Caucasus more than enough. Doubting what should be a strongly useless group of antiquated theory. Marxists are in themselves an elitist group. Bolshevik by nature serve pure ideology, not man. The artists serve nebulous dialectism, and not art itself. Doctrine, ideology, dogma, printables, axiom, models, programs, creeds. Who cares? With the swift movement of a scimitar, we will cut off the Marxian hand and strangle our people so cruelly, so that free from the chains of red cloaks, the whole of Caucasus will usher in a new age. Yeah. Over to the new age. Construction mogul. That's technology. Like just some kind of national suckism. The net suck. Bolshevik boys. Indeed. Here's the roll. Finishing poppies. Who should we go next? Go for the Russian remedy. Finishing poppies. Ow. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. I keep hitting the mic. Anyways. Change once again roaring through the streets and down the alleys, all teeth is driven out by the roars of engine and thunder footsteps. Barely a few days after the chaos of the Bolshevik Old Guard's coup against the stupefying election of Igor events and the position of chairman, the two vines that almost went characterized as Sunday as being repaid in kind, split between the doors and the squeal of hinges, mixes in shouts and cries of protest of the cold morning air, punctuated by a sharp crack of pistol fire. Ilya held on the dashboard the armored truck as he screeched to a halt in one of the former Tibbs Marriott Hotel. Putting away his mouth to keep his cigarette firmly tucked in place as they inhaled deeply. Glancing briefly at the wing mirror, he couldn't help but smile upon seeing the thunderbolts of Mike Hoskins splattered over with yellow paint reflected on the side of their transport. Exhaling the acrid cloud of smoke and clearing his throat, he turned to his seat and blew sharply as a whistle around his neck and barked, "Get to work!" The dozens or so soldiers working on the back of the truck. And you can see still sees the old splashes of the old color here and there from where they dyed their hair. Old R.K. patches and badges, furnished with hurriedly tied golden yellow armbands of the same shade, the new symbol alert there. They poured out the trucks like angry torrents, pistols and batons in hand, and battered down the barricade double doors of the former hotels. There were even red banners hanging from the upper windows, now wrapped and riddled with bullet holes. So much starved rats rooted in the fighting had allegedly holed up in the main suit once it became clear that the coup was a failure. All left now was the clearly old refuse. Sure enough, they were filthy, fatiguing, covered in bandages and makeshift splints. A few even had enough gall left to hoarsely shout some old relatively slow that they hauled to their feet, dragged out the shattered doorway and lowered onto the truck way outside. Ilya cracked open the passenger door, stepped down to the street, turned as his heel gazed up to the hotel. She would have been beautiful once, back in 1918 when she had first opened her doors as a child. Ilya had always wanted to see what it would be like. All the Western food and clothing, the sunshine and paint chandelier. Perhaps one day she'd finally get a chance. The chairman talking economic liberalization was too, stowing his cigarette. He allowed himself a grin, and he saw heads of men bobbing up and down the view. I think it's a typo, some of their view in the top floor, loosening the knots holding those ruined red bands burning in place. She couldn't help but laugh as they one by one flushing down the purchase, lying squarely down the gutter. Give him a good stomp from me on the way out too. That good old stomping. Stopping. I'll read this in a bit though because I got the Japanese Civil War. There's that. It was just so easy to both the father in the arms and a good to approach him with a tree, but he easy mentioned the warfare and invasion never was possible. Han, easy. Dancing blood and massacre. The bloodiest of massacres even. So good that thing change as well. When I black they were like a bluish. They dark blue. Anyways, we get civilian -5 in civilian consumer goods, I guess civilian factories as well. Also become the Ruskaya Liga Futurist of the Russian Futurist League. Though doubtless many would deny the crucible that is characterized as fundamentally Russian, founded by Russian, ran by Russian and Russophiles, and to this day remains in their hands. Truly, the character of Igor Fuchs himself remains Russian at his core. Even Filippo Tomaso when he arrived in Russia on a proselytizing visit in 1914, had found himself obstructed by many, though saving himself as for the great admiration. Yet similar obstruction must be put in the path of those who would attempt to wrench Kipkaz away from its capstone, who which has ultimately crowned, those who would do away with the organic beauty of Russia, advancing further, ever onward toward the horizon where the future lies, are not merely weeds of the provincial gardens, they are vermin. Such vermin would be emptied us out of the state expertise international revolution. Both from the strongly manic German journalists The aristocratic nature of the human soul cannot be constrained by the clawing grasp of the Bolshevik dialect. It must flourish beyond its bounds in the same way it must escape any equity and yield the key that came before it. We shall hound our Polaris, leave red stains in our wake. Indeed. The mutiny in Madagascar. The Pro League won. Pro League will win it. Defensive doctrine. An offensive doctrino. Free expert. Need that. Never. Let's see. Let's face us into the world. We gotta get that meeting with your boy. As we ride from the iron chain that bind the Russian soul, we must turn our faces west of the shining Promethean dawn that ensure the true liberation of all mankind. Our paths have been tread before, a nation shattered at the anvil of ancient tyranny, tradition, and insipid turmoil. Across the continent, we see our destiny made manifest for us in the present. The League Solar rising to meet the challenges of the right fronted and amplification of the overthrow of the Soviets, so we recently pursue. It's only natural that we should seek their support and approval of our own state. Our pernicious is fragile, however, only light flickering in the coccyx. It is imperative that in the face of the force of reaction both north and south, we must stand ready. For this we require our allies. Who better? Le Patron and the Vate. It is critical that we seek the aid of Front National, the Avant-Garde, and the Conseil, so that there is much to be done. Political, economic, vital, intellectual, foreign aid, arms, and luxuries, we need them all. Can't cut the paradise without help. In our corner of the world, so far from the magnificent blade burning the west with this, we will truly begin our work of threshing Kiev gets clean of the red chef. Yeah. Got that good shit over there. With France over there, military access, license block routine, non-aggression pact, and all that stuff. And we get the Observer. Oh, yeah, you guys over here. It would be funny if you guys over here, because you can also get a League Observer. Observing them leagues. Really is doing something about them. They face the sun. That's us. Let's do the bliss of extravagance. I got this over here. We be observing. They be watching. We the bliss of extravagance. Got the lilacs. And that stuff. The hell with the austere council chambers and drab red banners, tossed along with the sciences, the mundane monotonous speeches of empty policies and platitudes, all of it to the dogs. It is time for the vulgarity contained within to split forth. Why should the business as a state be conducted so openly and so dully? Well better than decisions made over a luxurious spread of foie gras, lamb, lobster, or whatever else might tickle our fancy. Paired, of course, with the finest imported French vins, all of them to comfort. All from the comfort of savings, personal business, nonetheless. Indeed, what's up there? It's going to be a point of national pride. Massive banquets for the men and women of the future. Those of class with the position and posture to march forward, arm in arm with eagerly in towards the bright tomorrow. Such gifts require supreme treatment, and with our recent successes diplomatically, we can provide it. Though some fecklessly analysts have decried the sheer burden of expenditure and complication that funding our planned banquets will accrue, bemoaning the enormity expenditure that our gallant and festivals will require, we have brushed their tried aside. No expenditure too great for the sake of thriving futurist intelligentsia, a new breed of elites. Furthermore, we must move beyond mere material celebration. The aestheticization of our politics and cultural life shall be total. Politics begets art, art begets politics. I think that's a real quote, by the way. But yeah, we're going heavy on that aristocracy. The aristocracy of the future. Krinsky be resignage. Go to the south. He's almost got an old man. Let's see if they can win that. The surfer has been elected. Don't conservatives will win. We can turn black. If he never dies. Oh, he got a. He's still a bit stiff. We got the guys that Lapis Lapis him over there, Serbian national anarchist. Apparently there's a lot of bit tips for some reason. I don't know much about it, I just know there's a lot of them. Anyway, planting lilacs. The grand reopening. The Tilford Marriott Hotel have opened the door again for the first time since its refurbished after many long months of being closed, done the reconstruction and redecorated. Some of the esteemed guests in the most select of occasions. We are also responsible for clearing the capital of the storm, the scum and the aftermath of that sordid affair. City of gradizing tales in the paper made Ilya regards this hot under the collar. She entered the hotel lobby almost embarrassed at the inflation of the small party he had played during the chaotic time. Nevertheless, he afforded him a welcome opportunity. Those members of the military deemed essential to the defense of the chairman and the will of the people of Kirkazov, and not only the membership of the Russian Futures League, but also invitations for the extravagant 3-day gala to the thrones celebration new and explicitly Igor futurist direction of Kirkaz, as the embossed layers have stated golden cursive. Some of the acquaintances had criticized his willingness to join such a group while being Georgian, but really knew in his heart that which way the wind was blowing. Given the coach of the dominant received room key labeled number 41, he entered the main ballroom and was almost bound by the sheer vulgarity of what it beheld. Ostentatious display of towering champagne atop every table. A more luxurious buffet of delicacies, local and foreign, adorned the rim of the ballroom, which would be packed to the brim with finely dressed gentlemen, ladies, and men of dress, some gaudy, some aristocratic, some more downright odd. On the main stage of the back, dancing girls from the west, in breadth of Europe, Asia, and beyond, danced to the music and manners he'd never seen before. Was that the ambassador from France over there? Ilya blinked twice, overwhelmed by the bizarre color. A drink, sir. A voice smooth and heavily accented. Pulling himself quickly, Ilya smoothed down the front of the second-hand jacket as he turned around. He agreed with the sight of a smartly dressed waiter offering a tray of some relief green liquor crystal glass he'd never seen before. In his left. Oh, but of course, he replied, trying to sound refined as he could as he take one. Raising the glass to his lips, he tipped his head back in. He came to. Ilya drunk a stupor, lounging at the veranda of room 41 on a silken cushion, clearly ripped for a complete mess of the bedroom bottom. Head pounding like a parade step, he took to the view around him. Fireworks and bright lights according to an nasty eye. Suddenly stirred. He looked down and see one of the dancing girls sound asleep and had her head on his lap. He blinked before virtually reaching out his house bar, being a very nice cabin next to him. Long live the chairman, he giggled between guards as he failed into the night. You must tell me, where did the chairman find the funds for all this? Oh, you would not believe the things that we've been doing. Trust me. Getting the good graces of your boy over here, and that also means we're doing some fucking. We'll be getting wilding up in here. Like, goddamn, we be wilding. You be styling even. You be again, something going on over here. At this, let's get logistics company. Because I like them logistics companies. Go with the guns up and running. Should be getting going. And there goes the two fronts. Let's see who wins that one. Legendary Parliament. Guns out. Life from the graves. Food to him and suddenly ego food to him as a substance of personal, artistic, and cultural dilemma such as a political one. arguably more in many aspects. The ego modernity is the rousing engine that generates the sound needed to make men to snap the rust for men to snap the rustle track of the tradition. Yet the ego serving offers what might some describe as a remarkably moderate cultural programming compassion for the future's near-seen cultural iconoclasm typical of the likes of Marinetti and Mayakovsky. Indeed, the man of many occasions been outspoken in his praise for writers such as Oscar Wilde and even Dostoevsky, to name but two. Sylvian often wondered what such men would write if allowed to create in a wild jungle as opposed to a mundane, fenced, provincial garden. From his early 1909, he had written from a coming transformation of poetry and arts at large in order to survive the modern era. The key word at the time being transformation, not total annihilation. This nuanced line of thought forms from the capstone upon which this new cake has the answer to the question of literacy and artistic heritage. Throughout tradition, offenses of rusted morals enacted around the soul of the Russian people are to be torn down and smashed into dust. But let the contents bloom forth rather than uprooted. Let men interpret the old as they will and transform to create better and new beauties. To the winds of the old morals and ways. Let men plant what they will, where they will. Poets out there do not create a room where they please and not free forest. It's basically like we're gonna do away with the old so that you can interpret it however you want. Or if the goes into a window is with the yeah, there's some nice arts icon by the way. Props to whoever made the art over here. Very nice stuff. I like it. Anyway, two wonders future. Let's say sacrifice. The great labor of love is earnestly underway. The complete transformation of our culture that really it's not even a necessity, but merely necessary by the needs of our age, but demanded. Furiously and unequivocally demanded. Modernity howls and screams at restraints, and we must break them with incendiary fury. The intellectual craving and feckless will view the typical responses to furious assault of the old, crying over and over the idea that man is merely the sum and product of his ancestors. We can't pay them in their mind. For what does it matter? Instead, let us rise up into the azure sky above, driven by our furious passion as we bellow our instant challenge on the cosmos. Let people who do as they please with the museum galleries. They are to be open to all, for men to place what they wish, protect what they wish, and remove what they want. Smash the cars and let the stallions and mares go where they please, for we have no need of them anymore. We shall cover our street with cars and cycles instead, the chariots of the modern age. Let celebration and rapturous occasions be frequent. Rewrite the calendar so that times of joy are not shunted away by some dates dusty corner for the year for primitive centuries forgotten, but spread all year round from the fit of preferences and useful vigor. Let our men become dangerous and unbound for our women and our women alike. Likewise, in every sense, our message must be universal transformative, to prepare our motherland for her coming apotheosis into a paradise of locomotives, steamers, lilacs, and dirigibles, champagnes, and delicate threads of smoke and smog connecting our wondrous factories to the clouds above. Let ours be a future of vocal sophistication, southern industry, salon dandyism, and extravagance. So basically, we're really going radical. Really going all that radical futurist. Need more things we're doing over here. First, gonna go for more warfare. I think, yeah, they're the fast warfare. Because your boy's all about that speed, so we also gonna be about that speed as well. That's right. We also gonna do for. Oh yeah, there goes that war. Some coup war. And here's the King Kill. A 2 Wondrous Future. Ah, damn, hit the wrong button. I'll be back in a bit. Hold on. Alrighty. I came back over here with the event. And yeah, they apologize for accidentally clicking off. I didn't realize. I didn't think it would click off, but I guess it did. So yeah. Anyway, necessity of sacrifice. A heaving crowd gathered by the waves, gently rolling onto the shore to cover out the beach. The jewel of Bartolomew's stunning cause. They were there to see the chairman. In his first visit to the city since the chaos and attempted coup weeks ago. The line across the beach and not dwelled by the waves, several ships of varying sizes gently walked to the roof over the bay, all repainted in gaudy and vivid tones of streaking color. More peculiarly, they were stacked high with dozens of pallets and bank notes and freshly minted bonds. No crew, just crates of currency strapped down with chains to be ripped decks of this Maldian armada. Overlooking it all from a podium erected from the day before, Igor loomed large over the cloud. His back turned toward them and he gazed over his overpassed the ships and marched toward the horizon. His city came out of crafted somberness. The gathered crowd murmured and shuffled, guesses speculated flying back and forth. Suddenly, Sirian dramatically turned around to fleece all into the hush whippers, crying out and answered, "Brothers and sisters, for the state we find ourselves in, many of us refugees from home, saved from want of food and drink, certainly, but yet starved for which is spiritual and mental. Like a patriots, Russians terrible will a state. It is your fault you see things narrowly, losing sight of the goal. Those of you native to kids as well, what else would we hear but wheat bread and dariness, oppressed under the weight of our feelings and those of our predecessors? We entertain ourselves with theater, symphonies, shows, and music to distract from our sorrow. But what art is this truly? Where is the sacrifice, the fire? You must aspire beyond the basic wants of breakfast, wooden coats. Resurrect by the burning of these floating monuments of our sovereignty sojourn. I want to inspire a spark within you all. Igor roared, as some called, moving between the insult, inspiration, and grand gesture. Carlos and Rod baffled awe as a statious display, almost oblivious to the paramilitary forces, every members of the Russian Futures League advancing down onto the beach with bottles of petroleum and torches. We must rewake ourselves, reforward ourselves, demanding the change that have held back this society for far too long. May we be able to truly celebrate one day, giving majestic performances and dancing until the dawn. Eager triumphantly, with a great flourish in his arms and the last word left the lips, the signal to set ablaze the display silhouettes behind him into a crackling wall of oxygen-hungry flame. He cut almost mythical figures steadying their silhouettes against the purple-orange sky. Of dawn, jet black smoke billowing from the bubble behind his back. Ego-futurism triumphant. Triumph of the ego-futurist. The ego-futurist. Indeed. Definitely giving us a true revolution of the future. And above the masses. We get drunk on freedom and above the masses. Goddamn. A stability modifier, so that's nice. I want the multi effect. It's not too bad. The warrior leads some leaders sour taste in the mouth of ill-informed Marxist liberal or some other flavor of fossilized ideology. In reality, it is the great unspoken truth that futurists cause. The futurist is the triumphant Icarus daring to unmoor himself from the horror of the colonial tradition, standing in culture and morality. Such an individual is fundamentally heroic in character, accountable for the complacent mass of lethargic sluggers that tragically compromise the majority of the human race. Our new society seeks to foster such souls. The artist, poet, engineer, intellectual, soldier, and other such noble pursuits. They deserve to be elevated to be held up as a model of the modern man. The basic truth of ego-futurism, however, is that this divide between elite and plebeian is not some archaic acclamation born of bloodline, caste, or class. By the example provided by the futurist intelligentsia, the road to Parnassus is revealed. The sheep shall follow the shepherds. The ideal mode of being is confirmed. There is no beauty except in the struggle. No masterpiece void the stamp of aggression. Our poetry shall be a violent assault against unknown forces. The brave few lying them low at the feet of man. The model of our society shall be courage, audacity, and revolt. University, academics, and military schools shall be reorganized along these lines to provide the elites that tomorrow requires. Yeah. Revolt against tradition. Revolt against the old order. Pretty nice. Pretty nice shit we got going on over here. The Wolf of Kiev. Oh yeah, Kaganovich. I think I'm doing him or something over here. See I'm doing him at some point. Oh, with the Metal Gear. Yeah. Definitely think I'm doing him at some point over there. Very interested. What got going on out there? See an expert. So we do earth to that, so let's get us maintenance. Need some more guns before we should get this thing up and running. Yeah, Brotherhood, film called Freedom. And with that, I'll read this and then we're gonna be out of time. So I just see you guys. Well, I'll say it at the end though, rather than just leaving it off over here. But I'm gonna read this and then I'll end it. Took our freedom. There's chaos street Tiflis once more, but this time at a carnival and vigorous celebration. Sorry. The fruits of liberation, the paradise of Kega's economy are born through the last. New apartments of four markets of all sorts flood into streets, many of which are completely new to most of the bewildered population. This new boom of commerce is everyone in a frenzy. Products flying out the shelves almost as fast as they can be offloaded from the fleet of trucks pouring out of the city. Brand of I previously banned on pain of imprisonment and worse. Devices once deemed too frivolous and bourgeois for the common man now available with any of the currency or any means to pay them. Really, that we going that anarcho-capitalism route? Never really. The floodgate of capital has been opened. The radios preach, and the eyes of the chairman this blare of sack in unison. The torrent shall propel Russian futures and ever farther down to the glorious path of the iridescent tomorrow of those with the will to seize it. Hurry up, Voiva. They'll be gone by the time we'll get there. If you keep this snail pace up, barked his employer, Catalina, as she wheeled around in her newly imported satin even dress. It was terribly unpopular in public. He had remarked quietly in office. Damn his loose tongue. That's how they found himself here. Luggage boy for the afternoon. Now that the latest sales were beginning. Whole city's gone mad, he muttered under his breath, holding the small mountain of boxes and bags in his hand with reference to complaint. Last thing he wanted was another lecture, knowing his role. Delved right up the corner, found himself at the entrance of the Mind and Bazaar. Wolfman found himself struggling to stay upright, and other shopping crazed pedestrians pushed and jostled their way past him in his precarious cargo. Don't you even think about letting that fall over, Catalina hissed over his shoulder. You managed to make it inside the bazaar. Yes, ma'am. He beard readily as an arm ached from the strain. At the end, he was forced to buy a trolley with his own money to haul everything around. Western vines, jewelry, shoes, clothes, shred, shades, and size. Several gaudy home appliances he had never heard of in his life. No spectre was outrageous. Boy grumbled to himself at the inside Katerina might be able to afford it, but she could damn well do it another time, or at least pay himself overtime for this instead of holding his livelihood hostage. Freeing it over to the side of the ever-going amount of shopping he was now thankfully present rather than carried. He stole a look for her. But now she was wearing a wide brim hat, American-made sunglasses, frankly too many pearls around her neck. He didn't have a great thing about the cost of it all. I was spending it to put a smile on her face at least. Come now, Voiva. We gotta get moving if you want to make it to the time for my reservation. She cooed over her shoulder. Yes, ma'am. By the way, ma'am. Goddamn. Looking woman's man over here, goddamn. The posture and all that. Well, I shall see you guys in the next episode. We're getting over time. So, bye.